Lord, we come before you today with thankful hearts. We thank you for your creation and our opportunity to enjoy, and as we will feel and see the change of the seasons. We thank you for our community, and with your help, Lord, may we live together in peace and harmony. We thank you for our county government, and all the employees who work so diligently to make it function as it should and serve the people. Be with the county commissioners today as they take up the business of the county. And Lord, please keep them up. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thanks, Jim.
Next up on the agenda is going to be the approval of minutes from the August 12th, 2019 meeting.
Move to approve minutes. Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any discussion or comments before the vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next up is Jen with the claims.
Yes, good morning. I have for you the claims docket totaling $1,467,735.07. And then we have the payroll docket from the August 16th payroll in the amount of $363,379.99.
At this time, I'd entertain a motion to approve the claims as presented.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussions? All in favor of approving the claims as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? What else, Jennifer?
We're just continuing to work with the state examiners on our audit for 4 years. And I think that's going along smoothly. We're keeping them busy, providing them information to look through. So we haven't had any complaints on that end yet. And then just working with everyone, all the departments on their budgets.
Okay,
That's all I have to do. Oh, and a reminder, September 11th at 10 a.m. is the tax sale. They changed the time on us last year, but we got it back to being at 10 a.m. So.
Okay. Any questions for Jennifer? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, next thing up is the opening of bids for a 3/4 ton pickup for the highway department. That was advertised for 8 o'clock, and it's after that, so turn it over to Dana.
You've received 4 bids. The first is from Kenny Weiss Ford Sales. And it is for a 48-month lease, totaling $59,169. The second is from Enterprise Fleet Management. It appears to be $57,247. Furthest matter forward, Crawfordsville. And again, it appears to be $48,705. Yeah, and it's a lease also. Finally, there is a proposal from York. For $71,900.
Just clarify that Eder bid, was that Eder bid 48? Okay. This time I entertain a motion to take the bids under advisement to allow the highway department time to review.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to take them under advisement. Anything from you guys? You have anything to add? Next meeting be enough? Yep. Do you need anything before that? Okay. So we'll just put it on our thing for the next meeting after he gets a chance to review it all. All in favor of taking them under advisement, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Anything from any of the department heads or elected officials? I thought you were just wanting to say something. All right, hearing nothing, we'll move on then. Nothing under old business and new business. First thing up is the approval of the 2020 holiday calendar. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there it is. I think it came out on email, actually. So, it's hard to believe it's that time of year already, but it'll be here before we know it. This time I'd entertain a motion to approve the holiday calendar as presented.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, and next up is the West Central Solid Waste District 2020 Commitment Annual Contribution Approval Request. And, let's see, Dan, I think, is that you on that? Are you on that board now?
I've not made missed the only 2 meetings that I think they've had since,
Okay.
but I've not met with them yet.
What's your pleasure on this, gentlemen? Looks like the amount's $66,717 or $1.75 per person.
I've made it pretty clear that I think they ought to be using the $1.5 million they got in cash reserves before they keep billing them more out.
Jen, can you refresh my memory how much of this, with the contributions from the 3 counties, how much of it is going to be cash
Oh,
that they're
no,
using?
I could not tell you.
I didn't know if they sent anything with that or not.
No, I got the same.
I heard them talk about it. I heard them talking about it in council, but they didn't put dollars on it, so I didn't know.
That's right.
Yeah, the other 2 counties are using cash reserves for their payment.
So you're saying the other 2 are not paying anything in?
They haven't for the last couple of years. I've been on that board for the last couple of years, and it's they try to explain it as having buckets of individual money, and the contributions that each county is given has been separated, and we used our cash balance out of that to make our payments. The $1.5 million that's in the savings is a lot. A lot of that came from Hendricks County when they were involved, and when they left their money behind. The solid waste district has no plan for that money. They just draw interest on it, haven't used any of it for years. My argument as I was a board member was, let's have a plan for this. Let's have a plan for this money. There are a lot of communities that need more recycling help. And if that's the case, then let's have a strategic plan that's going to help all three of the counties involved. And that's not the goal of that board today. And anyway,
That wouldn't compromise our involvement, would it? I mean, the other two counties are not.
I would let them say they're going to throw us out. Honestly, make them say it if that's the case. That's my view on it. The only way you're going to get it to change down here is to one way. That's pretty good.
I guess I'm confused on the fact that there's cash balance. The other two are not paying any, but we are. So you're saying there's a cash balance for each county?
That's the way they want to describe it, is each county's contributed cash on their own outside of what Hendricks County left. And for a couple of years, we drew out of that, instead of our $50-some thousand payment, we drew out of that our bucket. The other two counties continued to pay in. Well, now they realize they could use out of their cash and not pay it, so that's what they're doing. The board, or Jane, says that we've used all our cash up in our bucket. That's a, Dan, you got your work cut out for you. Appreciate you taking it on.
Is this something that has to be decided today?
No.
Is this in or out?
It's a 2020 commitment, I'm sure that have to be.
Let the council approved if they want to do this, let them explain to us why. I don't see any of them here. Let's make them come next time and talk to us. That's my opinion.
Return this form, they're asking for it by October 15th. So we should have a couple, 3 meetings probably.
If it's not something that's under the gun that we have to decide today, then can we table it?
Motion.
I would make a motion to table this and give time to consider and talk about it.
I'd second that.
Have a motion and a second to table. Any other discussion?
Yeah, if the council wants to do this, which I know they do, then make them come here and tell us why.
They've already passed it, so. Anything from the audience? All in favor of tabling this till at least the next meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next up is Plan Commission appointment.
All right, if you've all read the front page of the paper, that our executive director of our Leadership Academy has taken on a new role. She hasn't left our current role here in Montgomery County, but she's taken on the presidency, I guess, of the State Leadership Academy. She called me before she had that meeting, retreat or whatever, a few weeks ago, and I told her I completely understood, so I appreciate her reaching out to me. She's resigned to take on those extra roles. I have been interviewing some folks to take that position. Steve Canfield is my recommendation to you guys. Steve's a very dedicated coffee with the commission guy. He's never missed one. He comes to every one of the meetings and really wants to learn and be a part of this community, and has actually asked if there were some opportunities, and I think this would be a great fit for Steve. Ag background, worked for Sunny Bank and that whole organization, that structure, understands business, and my recommendation is Steve Canfield to fill Lynn Ringus's seat on the planning commission.
We have a motion to nominate Steve Canfield to take the open position on the Plan Commission vacated by Lynn Ringus. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Do we have a second? Any discussion? Comments? Anything from the audience?
Does that keep the balance between the parties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Rick, yes. All in favor of approving signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Next up is LPA consulting contract with American Structure Point.
Okay. 300 South, as we went through the new core expansion proposal and we were put together with the state, 300 South was identified as a future flow of traffic for the new core site. And also, as we went through the thoroughfare plan, actually back up, we actually went through the comp plan and folks talking about getting truck traffic out of downtown. And as we went through the thoroughfare plan, it really became evident that that was an opportunity to get some of this truck traffic down Newport Road and back over to 231 on the south side as a truck route to help alleviate that pressure. This is actually going through the redevelopment commission in the TIF area down there for redevelopment. Is where the funding's coming from. This is a scope or scoping. It's a what do you call it? Feasibility study to show just exactly what alignment might look like, what problems we might come in up against, and those kind of things. So this is for I think $180,000 that we approve all contracts.
So at this time, I'd entertain a motion and to approve the agreement.
So
We have a motion. Do we have a second? I'll second it. Just as John said, to make sure it's clear that this recommendation comes from the redevelopment commission to the commissioners. It's just the fact that we have to approve the contract as well before they can move forward with it. And all the funds coming from this is coming from the redevelopment commission and not from the county general. Anything, got a motion, a second, any comments or discussions from you two? Anything from the audience? Luke, you got anything to add?
He said just fine.
All in favor of approving the LPA consulting contract with American Structure Point, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? And last under new business is the pivot marketing agreement, and I'll turn it to Dan.
This is you've been doing some branding work with the city, and this extends that with pivot marketing. It's $20,000 from the county, $20,000 from the city, and it's a simple professional services agreement. I've reviewed the agreement, I have no changes.
This time you've heard the explanation from our attorney. I'd entertain a motion to approve the marketing agreement with pivot marketing.
So, second.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion or comments? Anything from the audience? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Anything under other business?
The Planning Commission meets Wednesday night this week. We're going to have HWC come and give the presentation to the Planning Commission. Won't be any action taken that night. There was some confusion on getting an advertisement to get public input at the Crawfordsville High School meeting. I'd have 10 of these meetings if I thought I could get a house full of people in each one. We've done a tremendous job with stakeholders and getting where we're at on this. Honestly, the meeting we did have at Crawfordsville didn't have any new ideas. I guess that was my gauge of how well we did as a committee. If we'd have heard a bunch of new input from the community that night, I'd have had a little heartburn, but the input we did have was right in line with what all of our stakeholders had brought to the table, so that was encouraging. But just to give everybody another opportunity, Plan Commission will hear a presentation for the thoroughfare plan, and we won't take action until next month. But that's at 4 o'clock here at the courthouse Wednesday.
Anything else? Dan?
Good.
Okay, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move.
I'll second, we're adjourned, thank you.
I